damn chair.
Well, do you want a different chair?
Huh?
Do you want a different
No,
chair?
I'm good. Let's do what we're gonna do. All right. I'm gonna look good. Get myself on.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hi and welcome everyone. This is the Hobo Prepper, and I am Friar Tuck. Today I have Toast with me. Say hi, Toast.
Hey, y'all out there.
Okay,
How y'all
so
doing?
Toast was a Marine. He served in the United States Marine Corps between what years?
1994, 1998.
94, 98. And you served at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, from like how long were you there?
From 1995 to 1996. Served 1 year down there in my overseas deployment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do? What was your duty?
Down there, well, we were security force for the United States naval base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. We guarded defense line. That was our job down there. Wasn't too bad, you know. We go down there and you go through a basic little security force training thing the Marine Corps provides for us down there, and then you learn how to go out there and man your post. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Protect our base from the.
And so you were a machine gunner, correct?
Yes, I was a machine gunner.
Okay, so as a machine gunner, they put you on what you said, lookout posts?
Yes, MOPS, man observation posts.
Okay, like what was the purpose, like what is the advantage of that? And to somebody that maybe has a homestead or has, you know, maybe 40, 50 acres that they want to keep secure,
Yeah.
how, kind of explain to us the benefit and how to put something like that up, like how would somebody set something like this up if they wanted to, and just kind of explain the benefits as well.
Well, it's just kind of it's a lookout post, what it is, you know what I'm saying, where you can observe, if you got somebody up there, you're observing everything, you know, kind of before it gets to you, if there was something coming your way, you know what I'm saying. And
Okay. About how far do you actually get to see, though?
well, it's according to the terrain and where you're at, also, you know. But those posts down in Cuba, we could see hundreds of yards out through there, you know. It's kind of thick, you know. But
Okay, so you're looking through
But,
jungle, and you
yeah,
still
yeah.
have like a you know, hundreds of yards that you.
well,
can
it
see.
ain't jungle down there where we were at. It's kind of a inlet, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of scrubs, low bush stuff.
Okay.
But we're in posts like 100 foot tall, 80, 100 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? There's man observation posts, and then you got a set of big eyes on there, and you got a heat camera, thermal camera, so you can see things at night. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's warm, whatever.
You say big eyes. Are you talking about the big binoculars?
Yeah, it's huge binoculars like they used to have on the old Navy ships.
Oh wow! So you look through a looking glass to keep all that. And
Yes,
like, are
yes.
you able to see lots of detail? Like, how
Oh,
much
yeah.
warning are you able to get from a mop?
Oh Lord. Well, in that scenario down there, you could probably see 1,000 meters. Probably, you know, it's hit and miss because it's kind of thick, but there's a road kind of all the way around their side of the fence. You know what I mean? There's a road down there that they patrol also. You know.
So it's not. It's kind of like an extra set of eyes, but it's not really as. It's not that beneficial.
If you see movement, those big eyes they'll tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? You get on it. You can get on them with that and see exactly what's coming your way.
Okay, so what about like if you guys were under siege? So we're talking about nobody in, nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
You're being assaulted from all sides. Kind of walk us through something. How would you in the Marine Corps in that situation to protect Cuba? How would you handle that?
Well, if we were getting attacked, we always got a backup plan. The Marine Corps does. You know what I mean?
Keep going.
It's kind of what we were set up in a defense position. You know what I'm saying? So you're being prepared for what you think might come your way. You know what I'm saying? That's about the best you can do, unless you know exactly the if you had an enemy force coming to you. You know what I'm saying? You'd be prepared for it.
Did you ever have to engage anyone while you were?
Yes, we had not really actually physically. I mean, like we didn't have to use no deadly force really. Most of it was just like a step above deadly force. You know, we had a lot of migrants coming over then, so all the civilians that were in Cuba then, the American that were down there with their family or whatever that was in the service, they had to leave because we had like 40,000 migrants come over to the base in that period of time, and those migrants got a check. If you wasn't like a criminal or something in Cuba, you got to go to the United States if you had family over there.
Oh wow! And that was because they were coming to the base.
They were coming to the base. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but kind of like if you get over there, then you got a ticket to the United States, maybe kind of sort of.
That's an interesting scenario because I mean, you want to be able to distinguish between friendly and not friendly.
Yes.
Like, what signs are you looking for, especially like if you
Out of the actual individuals?
Well, yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
like they wear camo, you wear camo.
Yeah.
They may wear different color
Yeah,
green.
yeah.
Stuff
Well,
like that. Like, what are
their
you
their
looking
military has their camis, you know, they wear whatever. But the migrants, if we're talking about them that came over there, you know what? They were good old freaking down home people that just wanted a better life, really.
Okay.
And they thought going to America would give it to them, you know. And in some scenarios, yeah, but those people, they were back in time a little bit, you know. I believe they're
under Castro.
what do you call it?
Communism.
Communism. Yes, communism had them. It looked like looking back in the '70s. If you were looking through the big eyes in the city of Caminero over there, it looked like you were looking back in time. The stuff they drove.
Okay,
they
so let's
wore.
let's get back to
Okay.
the siege part because I think that this is
Okay,
probably
I'm
one of
drifting
the
off
things
of it,
that
yeah.
you can really inform us on.
Okay.
So if you're under siege
Mm-hmm.
and you know you're going to be under siege for days, weeks, or months,
Mm-hmm.
what is your plan? What is your rationing? What is your preparation?
If you're gonna be if you know you're gonna be dug in somewhere and you're preparing yourself for something, whatever it be a storm, could be some type of enemy hitting you or something, whatever. You know, my suggestion would have you some good defense positions, maybe built in around your house. You know, whether it be like foxholes, little bunker things. You know what I'm saying? To put up and store you some food in, plant your garden. You know what I mean?
Okay, plant you a
Try
garden.
to grow your stuff if you can. You know, if not, then you have to live off the land where you
Okay.
cure your meat.
So what in the Marine Corps they teach you a little bit of survival training in case you get stranded, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so like if you were to get out in the middle of nowhere, no food, no water, what would you do? Like if you had to exit a situation because you got overran and you had to forage for yourself, what are you eating?
Whatever you can catch.
Okay.
Whatever bugs. You know, some
What
bugs are
bugs?
good for you if you know which ones to eat. You know,
Okay,
really.
kind of give us an idea of
Grubs, like grubs in a rotten log or something. You know, you roll over and you find little grubs in there, real high in protein and stuff.
Okay, so grubs are protein.
Grubs,
What else?
big time protein. Certain vegetation, you know what I mean? According to the scenario where you're at, you know what I'm saying? Say in Cuba, though, it's pretty, I mean, there's a lot there, and there's a lot of deer down there. Deer, rabbits, stuff like that. You know, you can set up snares maybe, you know what I'm saying? And you catch your meat, and then you want to smoke it, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know what I mean? But the quick thing would be eating stuff like bugs, you know, I mean, grubs, not just any bug, you know, but berries, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Okay, and any tips, like basic, like rhymes that you have to help you figure out what to eat and what not to eat as far as plant life and berries and stuff?
I don't want to give nobody no bad information, you know what I'm saying? Basically stuff if I wasn't sure about it, I wouldn't eat it, but most grapes are good. Whatever the natural, whatever, down there, a lot of berries, grapes. Forage on what you can, you know.
Just figure it out.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like I say, it's kind of according to where you're at. You know what I mean? Or
Okay,
what's
is
there.
it kind of instinctually built into you?
Yes, for some people, yes.
Okay.
Especially if you grew up survive. You know what I mean? Putting yourself, you know, going camping and learning a little bit about nature. That's a big thing.
Okay, so
That would be a real big thing for anybody that don't. If you knew tomorrow you was cut off from the city and you had to survive on your own, I would have me a kit of some kind set up somewhere. Even a basic little old kit with some waterproof matches, which matches are getting to be a thing in the past, getting hard to find. Have you some, definitely have you some dry goods or canned goods, you know, what you can. Just a few things put up, you know what I'm saying, to store. If you're gardening and you got time, be jarring yourself some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can it? That lasts a long time. You know what I mean?
Okay. So canning, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just preserving,
yeah.
kind of putting stuff back in.
Yeah.
A lot of preppers, that's generally what they do if they have the ability to.
Yeah.
But you know, when it goes to carrying and you know, you being a Marine, you had to hump miles upon miles at a time.
Yes.
Especially just in your training. So when you're how important is weight in the stuff that you carry?
Very important, like life or death.
Okay, so
Yes,
like how do you set up a pack, and like what are the weight standards you stick to?
Well, in the Marine Corps, because we had a weapon system, our packs probably weighed about 84 pounds, something like that. Just a basic pack with your sleeping bags, MREs in there. You know, and you got your deuce gear you wear. You know, with all your magazines, weapons. You know, your bullets and all.
And you also have to wear Kevlar too.
Definitely have a Kevlar. You got a flak jacket you're gonna wear under your deuce gear.
Okay, so
and you always want your turtle shell. You know.
All in all, you're probably carrying an extra 100 pounds.
Yes,
so
easy 100 pounds.
So you just basically doubled your weight, or like 50%.
Yes.
Okay.
But
so
you can do, bare necessities.
So when you're marching and you're out there, humping in the wilderness, kind of explain to me, like how many miles a day are you doing? How's your traveling? How's your eating? Like how often do you stop to eat? You know, how do you condition yourself for that?
Well, if we're on like a hump or something, like a big hump, take care of your feet. First thing, number one important thing, take care of your feet. Give you some dry socks. Keep them with you all the time. Very, very, very important. Take care of your feet. All right, and then definitely take care of your feet. Hydrate. Okay. Carry all the water you can carry anywhere you go, because you're gonna need that first. You can live a day or two without food. You can't hardly go without water. You know what I mean? Damn sure have some water put up. Like I say, the food thing, it keeps some good dry socks, and then from there on it's kind of, maybe a few clothes, but you can wash them along the way and dry them and what have you. I hope I answered that question.
Okay. And so, like, when you're looking at defensive positions, kind of explain to me what goes through your mind for defensive positions.
Like embankments in the ground, kind of, sort of, maybe kind of you want to camouflage it. Like if you have a few positions where you can, however something would approach you in some kind of way, and you knew the threat was coming from that way, you want to definitely have some dug in positions, maybe.
Okay, but
and or high spots where you can see down and watch what's coming to you, and you'd rather be putting fire down on something else. You know what I'm saying? If it's coming to you.
Yeah. So when you're looking for a defensive position,
yes, sir.
What is it that you're looking for?
Well, you want the highest observation point you can have, where you can, where you can see what's coming at you. You feel me? And then you can, so you can see what's coming, and you can defend. You know what I'm saying? You want it like the highest point you can, or the most open avenue of approach to keep. You know what I'm saying? To keep everything from getting to you, getting close to you. You know what I'm saying? Just regular old basic home stuff. If a storm's coming, you can't run from that. You know what I mean? I mean, you kind of sort of, you would want you but you want you a good kind of shelter, or what's the word I'm hunting? Like a storm shelter, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Maybe a good something dug in the ground, you know what I mean, and a way, but it's got to be where you don't get flooded out too. Excuse me, pardon me, and maybe. And you're like a storm cellar, and something like that.
But what about foxholes? Do those get flooded when it rains?
Yes, they will, very much so. They'll get flooded. Yeah, you're gonna get your ass wet.
It's a great way to take a bath, huh?
It is.
How many baths you taking?
Yeah, there you go. But you want your low point somewhere in there, maybe, in case you are dug in there, and your water will drain away from you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't put it in front of you though, where they can run up it.
All right. So when you're when you're under siege, okay, like I know that you probably have a division there, or a brigade. I don't know.
It could be on any of those levels.
On the like Marine station,
yes.
there, like what size of unit is there?
Well, we have a regiment.
A regiment.
Okay, we got a regiment. All right, first we got a regiment there, and then you break it down to each division. And, companies, and right on down the line.
Okay, so you've got a full regiment there. Okay,
yeah,
so and that's stationed there to protect. So if somebody tries to come in there, they're gonna have to fight pretty damn hard.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we ready.
And so,
the Marine Corps is on time all the time.
If you have to, if you're in a big enough group, like a family setting, something like that, where everybody can, where everybody has the ability to run shifts and stuff like that. How are you running shifts? How are you doing patrols? How are you keeping security for your jurisdiction?
Okay. Well, everybody plays a part, even from the littlest right up to the biggest. You know what I mean? And each one's got a part, and it wouldn't hurt to. It's kind of like prepping your children for a fire drill in your home. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the same scenario. Everybody's got a part. You know what I'm saying? If something happens, shit hits the fan. Everybody, you maybe go through your little. If you know you're preparing yourself for something that might be coming at you, you think of the worst case scenario, and maybe just do a couple of dry runs. You know what I'm saying? Like if just say you had a storm coming or something, everybody's got their part. You got some batteries and flashlights and stuff put up. And damn sure got definitely some food and stuff put up. You know what I'm saying? On that scenario, and if you had just say we got invaded of some sort, I would definitely try to have me some ammo or some sort stored, and definitely have you some hand-to-hand combat stuff, knives, axes, whatever, or whatever you need to survive. You're gonna need to chop wood and whatever,
Okay.
tools for.
Yeah, the tools. So you've got everybody doing everything, but like when you're running security,
Okay,
checks,
I got you.
are you doing them like over how many hours?
Yep.
How much sleep are you getting? Like, kind of give us through something like that we can expect.
All right.
That way those that want to condition themselves can.
Okay, well then basically kind of sort of what we did, you take however many people you got in, let's just say if we're going to use a family, okay, that'd be like a squad of Marines, okay, and 5 or 6 of them, and you divide up the time you got, in the day, by the people, and you give each one an equal shift, you know what I'm saying? And that's a Firewatch. That's somebody that stays awake all the time on their shift to observe everything going around you, so nothing can, you know what I'm saying? And then when your little shift's over, then let somebody else go, and you rest or do whatever you got to do to take care of yourself the rest of the day.
Okay, all right. And when you're doing patrols, like kind of walk us through some things that they should be looking for to maybe spot danger before it comes.
So you get basically when you're setting the defense, you're guarding the perimeter, okay, and just if you put that in civilian life, like maybe your home and your property, you know what I'm saying, and go out, 1 or 2 of you, and do a patrol. You always got your lookouts, you know what I'm saying, kind of observing everything, keep an eye on what you can take, but you also do you walk through your property, you know what I'm saying, and that checks your areas that you can't observe all the time, you know what I'm saying, to see if anything's coming in there, you know what I mean, at night or whatever, and you want to keep an eye on things, you know what I mean. I hope that explained it a little bit.
Yeah, you're doing fine, man.
Beating all around, man.
I know I'm asking some deep questions. You're trying to recall. I mean, it's been a long time since you've been in there, but also, it's you want to make sure you're accurate.
Exactly. Yeah, and you want to make sure you're getting information to people the way they understand. That's why I'm trying to convert it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so the terminology makes sense.
A lot of these guys are probably maybe not veterans, but they grew up in a military household like that. So they'll understand some of the jargon.
Yeah.
Firewatch, man, I hated Firewatch.
Oh, Lord, Firewatch is the bomb. You don't never get sleepy at Firewatch.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and then you're sleepy.
Yeah. Well, my thing is when I get to do Firewatch, it'd be like 3 hours into my sleep, and then I'd have another 2 hours to get back to sleep.
Yeah, man.
And then you got to get up and do PT in the morning. It's like, mother.
Yeah.
I hate Firewatch.
I hate Firewatch too. Firewatch, I think everybody hates Firewatch, but it's on you to protect your people, you know what I mean? That's one of the most important jobs, probably in any kind of security situation. Have a good Firewatch, have a good plan. You know what I'm saying? Like if shit hit the fan, know what you're going your next step is. You know what I'm saying? Who you go get up or whatever. You know what I mean? And know where you got to go to keep yourself safe. Put yourself in a safe position.
How do you train yourself not to freeze in those situations? Because one of the things that happens to us all is we expect ourselves to react a certain way, but yet when that shock happens, we're caught off guard and we don't react the way we need to. So how do you train yourself to be prepared so that you don't either seize up or make a dumb decision because you kind of shot your wad early? You know what I mean?
Practice.
How do you practice though? Because
run drills. Make your own little drill. Just like when your kids are young, if you smell smoke, stop, drop, and roll. You give them a little scenario to go through to get out of the house to make yourself safe. You know what I'm saying? In case mom or dad ain't right there with them, at the time.
Some water, man.
Okay.
You sound like you're getting hoarse.
I'm trying to answer that the best the best way you can. Run a drill. You know what I'm saying? Does that make it?
No,
you want to practice. If
but what kind of
like have you some stuff? Definitely have you some stuff put up to drink, eat. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's one of the main. That and making your situation safe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main
what are
thing.
three keys to keeping your situation safe?
Protect yourself first, okay, and protect your family. I'm saying, okay, self probably go on with your family there. Set up like protect your property. That would be setting up like a defense to know what you would do if certain scenario hit the fan, like how I'm going to come and go,
and run a drill.
And run drills, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. So
run scenario.
You kind of set up your defensive plan, and then you just keep going through it and
yes.
pretending. Okay.
Practice makes perfect. Practice makes practice perfect. Always remember that.
Okay. And so, like, with all the training that you've had, and then have you at any point in time had to be in any live firefight?
Have I?
Yes.
Fortunately. No, because when I was in the Marine Corps, I was between the 1st and 2nd Gulf War, and we've seen some hostile situations. Okay, and a couple, in Gitmo and stuff. A couple of Marines, I see them step on a landmine, and it wasn't a pretty picture, but they lived. You know what I mean?
Was it one of ours?
Yes. No, it was one of theirs. It was one of the Cubans. Anyway, yada yada yada. One of them stepped on the mine, and it wasn't good. But both the guys lived.
So when a situation like that happens,
how
did you react versus your training?
Okay, that's why you practice, run a drill. Okay, think of the worst case scenario, something happening. You know what I'm saying? You want to be prepared to take care of the victim. Whatever's got, whoever got hurt or whatever. We always do restore the breathing, stop the bleeding, protect the wound, and treat for shock. Okay, that's
one more time.
Thing. Restore the breathing, protect stop the bleeding, protect the wound, and treat for shock.
Treat for shock, and how do you treat for shock?
Try to calm calm your victim down. I guess a little bit. Keep them cool, give them plenty of air. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the situation you're in. You know what I mean? I guess. Because there's a couple of different. You could be having a seizure, and that could be one way. You're trying to take care of your person, whatever. Shock is dangerous, real dangerous. Okay, you got to be very careful with that. Make sure you're there, and the person make sure they don't swallow their tongue, but definitely don't stick your hand in nobody's mouth when they're having a seizure. Be very careful. You know what I'm saying?
So like.
But keep them cool. Give them plenty of wind. You know what I'm saying? Try to talk to them again.
Do flesh wounds cause seizures?
Flesh wounds?
Like if it's a blown off leg or an arm or something like that.
That would put you that could definitely make you go into shock. But most of the things I've seen where people have an amputation like that, it's so dramatic and major. You know what I'm saying? You don't even really know it for a minute. You know what I mean? Just going to, I guess, getting your arm cut off in a car wreck is different than getting it blowed off. I guess.
Okay.
Or it could be, but definitely want to stop the bleeding right there. That's why you get your tourniquet. Simple tourniquet can be your belt. You know what I mean, or something like that, and a piece of stick right there. You had something. that devastating to happen to you, just tie it around your leg and take a little stick or something and twist it up tight. You know what I mean? But don't do that unless you know there's no other way to stop it, though, because you can hold good pressure on something and just on a bad wound and still be able to save it. You know, that would be it. I'm talking about if it was damn near off. You know what I mean?
So you've been homeless for under a year?
Oh no, I've been homeless under the year this time right here. Total probably. I've been homeless 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
3 or 4 years
Yeah.
over probably what, the last how many years?
Over the last since 2016.
So over the last 7 years, you've been homeless about half of it.
Yes.
Okay. So with your military training and the things that you experienced there, and then coming out here, how transferable is that? And what is it that you could offer in advice to somebody that that's kind of in that situation?
That got in that situation, okay, yeah. And then that was it. That's the way it's going to play out for a little bit. Protect yourself, definitely. Keep the basic needs with you, because a lot of homeless people keep a little backpack on them or whatever, you know. Try to find you a good place. Like we're very fortunate here to have Grace Marketplace. I mean, you know what I mean, because you got somewhere you can go get you something to eat, you know what I mean, and drink and all. But if you're homeless out there on the streets, you know what I'm saying, it's tough. You got to do the best you can. I mean, big cities are probably a better place to be because you got more resources there, you know what I mean. You can find a few food banks or something, you know what I mean. But all right, if you're homeless, right? I mean, you try to find you something like that, you know.
Okay, so find food, be safe.
Shelter, find you some sort of shelter, like on your pack. Maybe have you a little bit of chow, but have you something you can make your little shelter half out of or something. Piece of tar, piece of plastic, anything, you know.
Okay. Being is how much of a difference is it with being out here versus being in the military? I mean,
out here where we're at, it's kind of laid back, but it's still tough. You got to be careful. You definitely got to watch your back all the time, because there's a lot of bad people out there in this world. You know what I mean? And you want to protect yourself, protect your area. You know what I mean? My advice is, people are good people. There's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of bad too. So know your space and keep. My advice is keep as many people away from you as you can, because too many people coming in there could definitely cause you some havoc. You know what I mean?
Okay, so limit your circle.
Limit your circle, exactly. That's
okay.
Terminology.
Right.
Yeah.
I will give you a couple of minutes if there's any other advice that you think somebody should know. This is your opportunity to voice your opinion and or the people to hear you.
Yeah. Well, I kind of put myself in this situation here. It started, a while back. I had a lot of depression things going on, and I kind of got off the beaten path there a little bit, and I used the wrong thing to try to, you know what I mean? I was trying to self-medicate myself over pain that I was going through, and stay away from the drugs and stuff. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. Alcohol, all of it. Stay away from it. I know I've done it and all, but it's not good, you know what I'm saying? And you can't protect yourself if you don't have a clear mind, you know what I mean? Clear, sober mind, you know. It took me down a bad path, but I tell you what, my higher power, he's number one. He took care of me the whole time, and led me through this, and everything's better, and it's getting better every day. We got we're fortunate to have Grace Marketplace and a good team, you know what I mean, of people around here that helps the veterans and the civilians, you know what I'm saying? They got you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And, and go there. But if you want to get out of this situation, you can. All you got to do is you got to just go hunt the benefits that are out there for you. Okay. You don't have to stay here if you don't want to. You can always do better. You know what I mean? And you might not do some things you don't want to do. You might have to go work, get up and go to work every day, or something, and like the labor pool around here, or whatever it is. You got to hustle. But you don't have to take from people, you know what I'm saying? Just hustling's different, you know what I mean? But you got to hustle to survive, you know what I mean? we're fortunate that we got a good group of friends right here, you know, or I do, you know. I was very blessed with that. And
Okay, one bonus question for you.
Yes, sir.
The psychological effect of coming out here
Oh.
versus, you know, the psychological effect of being on that wall. 'Cause, I mean, that's kind of got to be a little, you know, hair raising.
Yes.
Just to know you're
There's always an enemy right there.
yeah.
Facing
I mean, you're in a DMZ pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, I mean, the psychological effect of that versus what you get to experience out here in the psychological effect.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, it's when you're in the military, you know, there's always an enemy there somewhere. But I tell you what, it's probably worse out here because you never know what you're gonna run into out here. You know, and being in the Marine Corps, I had a brotherhood there. You know what I mean? You always, you know, you got back behind you all the time. Out here, you really don't. You know what I'm saying? So, my advice is, like you said, keep your circle small. And always be prepared. Always have you a scenario if something happened, what I was gonna do. Because you could get walk out in the road out there or something, or anybody fall and get cut or break a bone or something, you know. But keep your little first aid kit best you can with you. Keep your
And make sure
water.
to practice.
Practice. Always run a drill. It don't hurt. You ain't got a lot of time on your hands anyway.
Yeah, once or twice a week. That's
Exactly,
all you need.
exactly. And then you know you're comfortable in the situation, whatever it is. If you know what you got to do, you're not worried about it. If shit hits the fan and you're not ready, you're gonna be standing there with that deer in the headlight look, and whatever's coming is gonna take you over. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's dangerous out here. Be careful.
Well, Toast, thank you very much for doing this interview.
Yeah.
And you really taught us a lot.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from? You're Cajun, aren't you?
I'm from Cooter Slide, Otter Creek, Florida.
Oh, okay. I thought you were from Louisiana.
No. I'm from Otter Creek, Florida. Yeah, it's about as country there as it is out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Even in the Sunshine State, you know,
yeah.
it ain't always been as popular as it is now, or populated, as shall I say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Toast, and the viewers, thank you,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
again, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Over now.